I'm Mike, and today I'm going to show you a beginner's guide to making bar chords. Now, one of the things I hear from a lot of new guitar players is that when they make a bar chord, it's hard for them to bar all the strings and make all the strings ring. And it's a combination of probably they're new to it, and then a lot of new guitar players don't have the greatest guitars, and it's harder to do it on a guitar that's not set up properly, especially an acoustic guitar with a real high action. So bar chords are really simple, and if you're playing rock and roll songs, you don't necessarily need to do the whole bar. It's actually just 3 notes. I tried to look for a very simple explanation for this online, and I couldn't even find it, so I made my own, and I'm going to show it to you right here. So, regardless of where you are on the guitar neck, if you're on the E string, and you put your first finger on the E string, and you put your third finger on the A string, 2 frets further down the neck, and then your 4th finger right there, basically like that on the guitar neck, you have basically that bar chord. And depending on whatever fret this might be, that will be what chord it is. So if it's on the 5th fret, if you're barring the 5th fret, that would make it an A chord, okay? So let me show you how I do that on my guitar neck here. So I put my number 1 finger right there, my 3rd finger right there, and my 4th finger right there. And you can mute that with your palm down here. And that's the basis of a lot of rock and roll songs. To make it a true bar chord, you bar all these strings, all 6 of them. Okay, and that is an A minor chord, okay? And if you take your 2nd finger and you put it here on the G string, 1 fret up from your root note chord, okay, that makes it an A major chord. Just a little bit of a different sound. Most of your rock songs are going to be like this, especially the background type rhythm guitar. And you can slide this pattern up and down the neck. And I'm sliding back to the G on the 3rd fret, and as long as I keep that same pattern, that's a G chord, B, and C. And there's another thing you can do is you can move it down to the A. You take all your fingers and you move them down the neck 1 string. And that's the same thing. It's the same pattern. This is a D chord because this note is a D. So that makes that a D chord. That's a C. That makes that a C chord. And if you hit all 3 of these strings right here, D, G, and B, that makes it the major chord, okay? It makes it a D major, a C major. But once again, those 3 notes that form that chord are typically going to be what a rhythm player is going to play, and there's actually just a lot of rock and roll songs that just have that. So a good finger exercise is to basically go and is to do this. Go slow. Make sure you hear all the strings. And when you're up here at the nut, the nut acts as your bar finger, your root note. That makes that an E chord. And this is an A chord. And that's it. Very simple. It's just basic chords. Lots and lots of rock songs will have that. If you can learn that, you can play the rhythm and the backup on most rock songs. That's a lot of what the rhythm guitar player does in a rock song. That's a lot of the rhythms in rock music right there. So hopefully you learn something from this. This is a very beginner's basic thing, but it's something that will open a lot of doors for you. So if there's anything else you think you'd like to learn, leave it a message in the comments below. Subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up if you got something from this. And thank you. Have a nice day.